Good morning to everyone out there in Miami Dolphins land. How are you today? I'm Rob Mosley, aka Dolphins Thirsty. In a minute, when I take my screen blocker there off, you will see Justin of Twitter that can be found at JPF Scout, aka Digging in the Trenches. And the banner I have up there seems to be a favorite among Dolphin fans, so I have him up there. A lot of people would love to see the Dolphins get Jamar Gibbs. I'm not as on the bandwagon if it involves moving up to take a first round pick. I haven't talked to off the record to Justin yet, so his response is going to be all new to us. So I'm going to wait to see what he thinks about Gibbs. I know he likes him, as you can see. He scored him very high, but I don't know if he's like me and says, no, whatever you do, don't trade a number one next year to move up in the first round this year to take him. But I will see what Justin says. And if no further ado, Justin, welcome as always to the show.
What's up, you guys? Thanks for having me on this morning. Yeah, man, it's a great day. Let's talk some ball. The NFL draft is literally going to start, tomorrow. Things are shaking right now. I hear a lot of rumors out there moving around. You did throw up the Jamar Gibbs SRS scorecard right there. It seems to be a fan favorite. Like you said, the sexy pick that everybody wants to see happen. Now, the thought of entertaining trading a first-round pick next year to move up to get him has me absolutely sick. I would not do that no matter what. This is how you put yourself in a hole if you keep kicking the can down the road long enough. Before you know it, there's no more road to kick the can down. You can't keep doing that. I know we all want the running back. The Dolphins notoriously, if you look at the history, do not draft running backs even mid-range or high. They will not do it. Now, depending on what the player is, it's at the top of the board. Like if Jamar Gibbs falls to 51, that's a different story. If he falls to 51, now all bets are off. You go ahead and do what you need to do. But in my opinion, this is me and you were just talking about this off air. There's some positions in this draft that, if the guys are there, you make the pick. But the positions that I think are luxury, especially for the Miami Dolphins, are going to be running back, tight end, wide receiver, cornerback. You could probably even throw safety into the backfield, even though I wouldn't hesitate or doubt to see them add one. But those are the positions I think are luxury. And yes, tight end is on there because you already have three. The Dolphins only used 2 of the 4 tight ends they carried all year last year. It would have to be a real special player in order to get me to trade up to select that guy, like Washington or Kincaid, or I'm not, or I can wait. Do you see what I'm saying?
Right. So if it's not one of those two, that if they go off too early, then you would not be for it. I will put him up there. I'm getting our mock draft rating in the background, guy. So if you see a delay from me, that's just because I'm trying to work 2 things.
Absolutely. I think the way I think about it is, like I just said, that the luxury is tight end and running back. And the reason why I say that is because you can get a tight end anywhere in the draft, late, even undrafted free agent. They're going to be available. Same with the running back position. But when you look at the draft pool on the offensive tackles, the guards, the centers, the nose tackles, there's a little bit of 3 techs and some linebackers that'll be available undrafted, but not as many as, that the tight ends and the running backs will. Like Washington's great, man. Look at this kid. This kid's going to be great. Has a tenacity, real big dog. He's not the quickest guy in the world. He's not the best agile, man with his feet. His feet are a little slow, but he can get the job done. He can catch everything pretty much. His hands might even be a 9. His yards after the catch, pretty decent. He offers you a little bit of athletic ability that's underrated. His contact balance is great. He's like an extra offensive tackle out there on the field. His run blocking, real good. Pass blocking, even better. I put them both even because I think he's an all-around complete player.
Is he one of those that could be one of those players that actually has a better pro career than he did college career?
Yeah, absolutely. Definitely. Like, he's a late bloomer even at Georgia.
Because if you look at his receiving numbers, they're not that great, but people are still thinking he's going to be a realistic target in the NFL. I mean, like you pointed out, his lack of straight ahead speed, but this is size and his hand and his catch radius is going to be is
Oh yeah,
good.
his pure size. He's a beast out there. Really big, dominates people, can post guys up like, basketball, rebound, like post them up in the end zone. Um, the thing that stands out the most to me out of a Darnell Washington would be his blocking ability. He just mauls guys out there on the edge. You get guys that are about the same size as he is, but he's a lot stronger maybe than they are at that point in their career, and he just manhandles them. So an extra blocker out on the edge to me is pretty invaluable. Now you look at the draft now, and there's a couple of them that are out there. That's why you see the Brenton Strange kid. That's why his stock is rising right now because of his ability to block. And its ability to block, I mean, not like out in open space. I'm talking inline blocking at the traditional tight end spot. There's Strange, there's Washington, and there's the kid that I like that no one talks about at all. And his draft stock is like, I don't know why it's so low, but it is the Noah Gindorf kid out of North Dakota State. Those three guys, and I guess you could say Tucker Kraft, Zach Kuntz. No one's talking about Zach Kuntz out of Old Dominion. Okay, he's really tall. I guess that's maybe the knock on him, but I don't see how that's a knock. His technique is good. He gets down low, great knee bend. There's like 3 or 4 of them, a handful of guys that can really block good in this tight end class. Probably even more, like Laporta can block real well. Josh Weil can block real well. So there's some guys, and that's what I'm trying to get at is there's more value in the tight end and running backs position than people would even realize. You can get one anywhere in the draft, and you could probably even get an undrafted guy. But there's
who's some running backs you think that you like that would be realistic targets for the Dolphins without having to move up and give up draft capital for the future?
At pick 51?
Yeah.
At pick 51, man, you could actually probably have your pick of basically my whole top 5. Achane, Spears, Gray, Charbonnet, McIntosh, Tucker, Gibbs. I don't think will be there. I love Achane. I think he's good, but the thing that's going to turn people off, scouts, GMs, NFL GMs about this kid is his size. I don't know if we went over my read up on this kid, but I know I mentioned in there that he plays a lot bigger than his size. In fact, when I watch him run the ball, he looks to me like somebody who could run it. He's like 6 foot, 205, 215 pounds. He looks a little bit more like that. He's a rocked up, stocky athlete who can run the ball. He's got electric speed, electric agility. Start and stop speed is really good. For his size, his contact balance is amazing. His hands are real smooth, hands catcher. A lot of people will be like, well, the knock on him is he can't pass protect. I disagree. I think he can get in there, get in the way, do enough to make the block. No, he's not going to like rail somebody, but he can chip block, he can cut block.
If he's in there, he's not going to be asked to pass protect. I mean, his most valuable asset is get the ball in his hands, and you're gonna know. And McDaniel's smart enough to know, okay, this isn't his thing. We're not going to call on him to be a pass pro here.
Yeah,
we're going to get him out. We'll bring Ingo in if we need someone to pass protect or whatever.
Yep.
We're going to get him the ball in the hands. He's either going to be a target or handed the ball. So.
Absolutely. As you can see right there, his vision's a 10. That's what I have it rated at. His vision is great. He sees the holes. He hits the hole, presses it very well, tries to get everything as he can out of the carry. He's not a power back. That's why I have it as an 8. It's a little underrated. He can offer you a little bit of power in a pinch. The breaking tackles part, sure, he breaks his share amount of tackles, but it's mostly from running around a guy or dipping around a guy, or he's real slippery when he's hard to get an angle on as a defender, a linebacker, or a safety. He makes you take bad angles because he's so shifty. It's hard to square the guy up in the hole. Let's just put it like that. Like the dude's like a modern day age Barry Sanders type. He's going to be a great back. I just hope it's for the right team. He needs to go into the right situation to where people will use him like that. Like the Saints use Alvin Kamara. It's something like that. Like you got to give him the ball in open space. You got to have designed plays for him. Yeah, absolutely.
And I think McDaniel would, I think he's good at creating stuff for the offense. I think that's his specialty. Yes, he had some rookie bumps as a coach last year, but I think he showed that he knows how to create open spaces and get these guys open. And I think he would use, this guy, his speed to his advantage, Because, man, you got to deal with his speed, and you got Waddle and Hill on the outside, and you got to have this guy that could maybe just run almost as fast as those guys. It's
Oh
going
yeah,
to be insane.
yeah, that's a
We
lot of
might,
speed right there.
yeah, and speed kills too. I know that was a Jimmy Johnson mantra way back in the day at University of Miami. He always recruited for speed because he said speed kills, and it holds true today because everyone's fast in the NFL, but some are faster, and if you're faster, you're still faster, and you know it's just something that you can't teach. You can't, you can maybe improve a little bit if a lot of but you're not. Some of it's just natural, and you're not going to
Oh
catch
yeah.
the man.
Yeah, you're
He gets
born
behind.
with that speed. You can't coach speed. It's either you
Yeah,
got it or you don't.
yeah,
One thing that you're saying right there that's kind of ringing in my ears right now, and I'm from hearing Mike McDaniel talk a little bit, is even him himself has said, you know what, I didn't run the football enough. And you remember when we were going through the season, I'm like, run the ball, run
yeah,
the ball.
yeah. Nope, for
Anything
sure.
3rd and 6, you need to run it. Like, that's why you need someone like me in your ear being like, no, coach, you need to run the ball right here. Do not throw it, run it. And you get first downs. Like, you have to. And I think the reason why he was scared to run the football is because he's scared that they couldn't execute it. You had Mike Gesicki out there trying to block and get in the way, and he just looks like a big idiot. Like, you need guys out there that go out there and make the blocks. You got to, and having a tight end out there that'll block on the edge,
Right.
run block for you like that, like a Strange or a Gindorf, or even the fan favorite Washington, would be excellent. It would really help the team. But I think a guy like you want to get like best of both worlds and get a guy who can make those blocks and give you some offense and stretch it like a Kittle does, or like a Travis Kelce. Then your guy is Dalton Kincaid. Trust me right now, if there's anyone I would move up for in this draft, I think there's only one guy I would move up for, and that's Dalton Kincaid.
Wow, and that surprises me, but hey, I take your word. You've done a lot of reading into this, and hey, I believe you. So hey, I'm gonna get the mock draft going here,
Right.
and you can start talking about whatever you want to talk about. Like, tell me, like, what position do you really want to see? I know we've talked about it a little bit already, but would you want to see, you think offensive line is still priority one, or is another position priority one to you?
I think offensive line is still priority number one. It's got to be for me because, like we were talking, the value of tight end and running backs, you can get one of those later in the draft. Like you were saying before we got on air, let me give you my top 5, like a position rundown of what I have top 5. An offensive
All right,
tackle.
perfect. And while
have,
you're talking, I'm going to run the draft, and you'll
absolutely
be on the
get us
clock by
queued.
the time you're done running. I'm going to
Yep,
run
get
the
us
draft
queued up.
starting now. There we go. It's going to go, and okay, start reading your top people.
All right, the tackles, I actually have Matt Bergeron as my top-rated tackle, followed by Paris Johnson, followed by DeJuan Jones, then Warren McClendon, and then it rounds up with somebody who's going to be an undrafted free agent probably, which would be the Ryan Hayes kid out of Michigan. I left off Skoronski and Broderick Jones, but they're right there behind them as well. Then as far as the guards go, I have Jackson Kirkland, the Daniels kid out of Utah, Cody Mock out of North Dakota State, Bass, and the Nick Broker kid out of Ole Miss. So that would be my top 5 out of the tackles and the guards.
Who would, oh, okay. And was Steve Avila on that list? I'm sorry.
Oh, yeah, you can throw him in there, but I got him more as a center. He can play almost all those positions.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, Steve Avila is my top-rated center, and then
okay.
John Michael Schmidt. Then a guy I like, no one likes, the USC kid Brett Nealon. Then the Arkansas center Ram, and then Ricky Stromberg out of what is it again? I think is it Arkansas? Yeah, out of Arkansas. And then right behind him, I got the Tittman out of Wisconsin and the Luke Whippler out of Ohio State. So I like those kids. They're just not as highly ranked in the top 5. So those are my top 5 offensive lineman positions. For the Dolphins, target areas, I'd love to see them get. Obviously, I don't think they'll be in the range of getting a DeJuan Jones or Paris Johnson. Now, if DeJuan Jones fell to 51, I would jump on that like in a hot flash. But I just don't think it's realistic. So Bergeron, McClendon, Kirkland, Daniels, Mock, Avila, John Michael Schmidt. Those are my offensive line draft targets for the Miami Dolphins.
Well, let's see how that fell on this one, because I see Avila's name on there. So the 51 fell on there. I let you come. I just
Look,
wanted to
Jamar
see.
Gibbs is at the top of that. He fell all the way to 51, bro.
Yeah. He's been doing that in a lot of the mocks, but I don't think these are accurate because there's a lot of splatter. But, there's rumors both ways. So it's hard to know. But there's a lot of talk about him going in as a sing it back that would go in the first round this year. So,
wow, Avila's there.
Yeah, Vila. There was a
Bergeron,
few other people. I saw your guy Cody Mock, whatever how you say his name.
Yep, Mock.
And then it doesn't look like Bergeron fell this time for you.
No, he's there. I bet. Watch. Go to the tackles. He's there.
Oh yeah, he is there. He is there.
More McClendon's there too. But you want to know what? Man, I know I said you could get a running back anywhere, but I can't believe he's there at this point. But screw it, man. I'm telling you now. It's between Bergeron, McClendon, and Avila. Which one would you take? And I have all of them scored high, but the highest rated out of all those linemen is going to be Avila. He's the highest rated.
Okay, sorry, I got to go back to the back screen here.
Yeah, I would take Avila right here. He's rated 100, bro, on my SRS scorecards. That's pretty damn good.
Yeah.
Bergeron's a 99. Kirkland's a 99. McClendon's not far behind them at a 96. I'd take Avila, bro, and hope that McClendon or Bergeron falls to 84.
All right, let's see. Anyway, if you have any other, well, we're almost at 84 already, so hold the phone. Let's see. I'm not going to
hold the phone.
Yeah. All right, we got a Jordan Battle, Noah Sewell, Blake Freeland, Andre Carter, Zach Evans. So anyone, Bergeron did fall all the way on this one here.
Bergeron's the pick. That's the pick right there. If they came up to the board and they picked up Steve Olivia at 51 and Matt Bergeron was there at 84 and they didn't take him, boy, I'll send you another video of me breaking down another door. Because that would really piss me off. Like, you can't do that.
So, hey, that's so far may not be the sexy draft that fans love, but it's a solid draft that builds up the wall that will make the game sexy to watch. Because I agree with you, because everyone loves the receivers and running backs and quarterbacks and all those splat, because everyone wants to go get their rookie cards of the star, impact players. And I mean, sexy positions, but those offensive linemen is what builds teams. So
absolutely, not only that, but you're building up for the future. Like, let me give you an example here of the theory and the thought process behind drafting a Steve Olivia. Steve Olivia helps you give a guy in there to sharpen the iron and give you more competition for a Liam Eichenberg. Matthew Bergeron helps you give you a future left tackle for after Teron Armstead is done, maybe, which would be in a year or two, and can help groom him and bring him along. Maybe he starts off at Liam Eichenberg's position of left guard, then, later in his career goes over to left tackle. No matter what, they have to do something to shore up that spot. That's the weakest spot on this whole football team, are those two positions.
No, I agree 100% on that take as far as the weakest spots. Now, I would take your word on the players that you're picking being good, because I know you actually studied the offensive linemen a lot this year, knowing that's the Dolphins' biggest need. So now we're on the clock again. We've touched up the offensive line. For you guys that are just joining, these are who we picked, that Justin picked with the first two picks. The offensive line is set now, and we'll see what he's going to go with. These are just value picks at this point, and that you hope you get.
See, the Steve Olivia pick's actually super interesting to me right now. And the reason why is because you have options now. Now you can be like, yo, Connor Williams, go play left guard. Steve Olivia, you're now the new center. Or you can be like, no, Steve Olivia, go play left guard and give Liam Eichenberg competition. Do you see what I'm saying to you? So, like, I kind of like that because it gives you a chess piece it gives you another body to play around with that might turn into something else.
Right. No, hey, it makes sense. It makes a lot of sense. And then, like I say, I like it, man. I like your draft so far. I'm just looking to see, trying to
Let's see what
jump
we
your
got
gun,
here.
trying to jump the gun on you before you finish all your list and stuff. Seeing who snuck through the board that I know you like. I know you like DeMarco Helms, but safety, like you said, is not one of our major things. Let's see.
See, that's where you gotta ask yourself: does the best player available overcome your position of need?
Right, and at this one, I would say, in these point in the draft, I would always say take best player available
That would
over.
be Helms. That would be Helms. He scored 100 on the SRS scorecard. Like
Yeah, I
in
know
my
you.
opinion, yep.
So let's nail them.
It's either that, or you go with the Loopkey kid who, man, is he going to be a good player in the NFL? It's just somebody's got to give someone like the North Dakota State kid a chance. That Loopkey kid's I'm telling you right now, man, he's a fullback that's going to be like a Kyle Juszczyk 2.0. Someone just has to give him a chance. He can catch the ball out of the backfield. He can even play like that tight end, halfback, H-back role that a lot of people are so intrigued with the Hunter Craft or the Tucker Craft kid. This Lukey
Right.
kid can do that and play like short yardage running back, fullback. So to me, this pick is between Lupke and Helms.
And it
I know
falls
we
right
got.
there on the same. They valued them more or less the same you did. They're very
Yep.
close to each other.
In this case, I'm gonna go with the development because I know Ingold. You know, he plays a position that's rough. It's hard hitting. It's fullback. You never know what could happen down there. I'm gonna take Lupke right here, and the reason
There you
why is
go.
because it's because of the health of Alec Ingold. This gives us another big body, short yardage running back slash halfback slash tight end. Look at that. It almost kills two birds with one stone right there, if you want to be honest. Because everyone's like, well, what about the tight end? Well, Hunter Lupke can come down there and play a little bit of H back slash fullback and tight end role for you as well.
Yeah,
So
sounds like a good versatile. I mean, at that point in the draft, you're playing. You're just kind of throwing darts at the board more than
yep,
ever. So
absolutely. Right there, like who knows what's going to happen. See, now with this pick, this is where it gets a little funny and kind of crazy for me. It's because I see a name up there that honestly, I don't know why it's there. And it's the Taiwan Mullen kid out of Indiana. Oh my God, I can't believe he's there. This is another player, like, does the best player available overcome our position of need?
and I
We
would
just
think
got,
yes at the seventh round. I would say probably yes.
dude, he scored a 98 on my SRS scorecard.
Wow, I would
98
snatch him
finished in
if
the
I'm you
seventh round.
then,
What's below him, though?
because
Because
you
I
always
know.
preach to me BPA,
Yep.
BPA.
Oh,
So
see, look, there's the name right there that threw me for the loop right there. Carl Brooks.
yeah, I
Does
know you
Carl.
like him.
Yep. I don't know if does his stock help you more than best player available by giving you another line of scrimmage player down there, or would you be smarter to work in
Like,
the corner because you have aging corners like Xavier Howard,
yeah.
Ramsey's getting up there in age. I'm taking Taiwan Mullen, bro. You have to take Taiwan Mullen right
All
here.
right, no, that makes sense because at this point in the draft, they're playing like, hey, which one do we have the better odds to land as an undrafted free agent? Like you're
Yep.
already talking on the phone to these kids at this point in the draft, saying, you know, there you go, guys. This is the Miami Dolphins.
That's a
Pick
nice draft. That's a
this
great
feature
draft,
no
dude.
trades, no anything. We could always
Here,
do one with a trade, but this one there was no good
Here,
trade.
let me give you an example of like the value you got out of this. Okay, Steve Olivia graded out an SRS score at 100. Okay, Matt Bergeron right below him scored out at the highest rated tackle. You got him at pick 84 at a 99. So he's literally right below. Look at the value right there. The Lupke kid, he scored at a 93. So that's pretty damn good value as well at a pick 197, bro.
Yeah.
And then the Taiwan Mullen kid scored a 98. So no one really was below a 90
Oh
out
no,
of
that
the
would have
whole
been.
draft.
Hey, as far as your draft ratings, it's a home run draft. So
Absolutely.
yeah,
Absolutely, man.
no, that's great, man. That's good stuff. That's what we're here for, man. I love that
Seeing
stuff.
I'm kind of thinking the Dolphins have a plan already in place that they're obviously not going to share with the rest of the public. Even if that draft did take place, even just like that, or a pick or two different, whatever, but maybe you got the two linemen. I think this is just me kind of connecting the tea leaves and reading between the lines. Butch Barry gives us a really good chance to get. This is just a theory. Like, I don't have no sources, no timely sources. I don't know nobody. No one's connected anything. Okay, it's just me thinking. I think the Dolphins are still going to come out of left field and sign the Cameron Fleming and Dalton Reisner. I think they're going to sign both. Both of them have connections to the Butch Barry. I think it gives you more depth, which is what the Dolphins need back there. Veteran depth, someone who can help you bring the Liam Eichenbergs and the Austin Jacksons up to speed and be like, hey, it's now or never, buddy. It's now or never. So you're either going to turn it on or you're not going to turn it on.
So you give a slight lean to Fleming over bringing back Brandon Shell, a slight lean, because you like Brandon Shell too, but you said if you had a pick.
Yep. I love Brandon Shell, but the thing that gives me the slight lean over it is actually two things now that I think about it. Is his Super Bowl experience playing in big games, and he's got experience with the new offensive coach, the new offensive line coach, which would be the Butch Barry. So that's two legs up. We do have a different offensive line coach last year that was with Brandon Shell. Maybe that's their hesitation in not bringing him back, because they're like, no, we're looking for a little more oomph right there. Maybe, I don't know, but that would be my thought process behind it. And then it would be beautiful if you did get a Bergeron too, right? Say you did get Fleming, and say you did get Reisner. Now you got the iron to sharpen the iron, the young guys, right? Then you got Bergeron. Oh, and you had Avila. Look at the battle you'd have going at left guard. You'd have Liam Eichenberg. You'd have Dalton Reisner. You'd have Steve Avila. All of those, the best player wins. That's a position battle. Okay. Then you at the right tackle spot. The right tackle spot gets even better, bro. You'd have Cameron Fleming. You'd have Matt Bergeron, and you'd have Austin Jackson. Austin Jackson, you really want to prove to us that you belong in the NFL? Beat out Cameron Fleming and beat out a rookie. See what I'm saying? You have to do it like that. That's how I would do it.
Yeah. No, I would too, because he definitely needs to. I mean, I hope Austin Jackson, because it'd be much better for the Dolphins if Austin Jackson finally lives up to his draft status and plays like a first-round draft pick, and it'd be better for us. I'm hoping, but like you say, this is his year. No more after this year. You know, they obviously not picking up his fifth-year option. They know this is it. This is your make or break. And some other team is going to, of course, give him another chance just because of his high draft status and pedigree. Some team, but if he doesn't make it from the Dolphins this year, it's time to move on. So hopefully he steps up to the plate, becomes a super solid. You know, I'm not asking for all pro. I would love all pro, of course. That's what we all want. We want all pros at all 11 positions on both sides of the ball. But, you know, you just want a solid guy that can come in there, make Tua not even have to worry about his blind side when he drops back to pass, and then be able to create running lanes. Well, you know, that's it. There's someone that's good enough to do the job and not be like, oh, God, I don't want to see this every time Tua drops back to pass. That's what you want. And I think Shell could do that, or Fleming could do that. And hopefully Austin Jackson gets to the point where he's a guy that can do that, you know, because then you're in good shape, because there's going to be injuries no matter what during the season. Some position's going to get hurt. Let's not forget that Armstead over at left tackle. We're going to need someone that can play over there at least not at his level, because that's, you know, no team has all pro left tackles waiting in wing for the next guy to step up. But you need a solid guy to know, because last year when he was out, it was just like, oh my God, Lord, have mercy. Yeah, it was a mess.
I'll be honest with you, man. Every time I watch Austin Jackson play, and especially when he's on right tackle, like I hold my breath, and the reason why is because I'm like, oh man, you just got blown by. Watch out, Tua, get rid of it. And the reason why is because he's gonna get killed, bro. Like he's gonna get Tua killed. Like literally, he's gonna get him hurt. And the reason why is because he opens the gate far too often for my liking, and you just can't do that.
Well, when I was a kid, they used to call it the lookout block. Like you're yelling to your quarterback, look out!
So you're gonna get lit up, bro. So that's the thing you don't want Tua doing, is looking over his shoulder and playing with his head on a swivel when he needs to keep his eyes downfield. You want to keep him in the pocket and keep him upright. You need someone in there who's like, yo, I'm not going to let the dude touch you. If I have to, I'm going to hold him and I'm going to bring him down by the back of his jersey, because that's what you have to do. Austin Jackson, Joe Philbin's words, makes me queasy. I'll be honest with you. I don't like it. It's just something that if you want me to be okay with it and be like, okay, you can do it, show me that you can do it, dude. Beat out somebody.
I do believe that's probably a lot of draft smoke, just saying, oh, he's our guy, to make teams think that, yeah, he's our guy. So hopefully, because, that's what teams do at this time of year. They throw all kinds of smoke out there and hope, and every team does it, and every team knows that every team does it. And they know that people are BSing, but they just have to do it because it's part of the MO of draft season. But it's funny, though, because any GM looking at the Dolphins knows that, all right, Greer, I don't know what you're smoking down there in Miami, but Austin Jackson's definitely, I wouldn't have him if he was on my team. I definitely wouldn't be saying the expectation for him to be the starter. But, you got to. That's what you have to do if you're the general manager for a team. You have to say, oh, we love him. Because, for one, he's on your team, and you don't want him to be disgruntled. For two, you don't want other teams saying, oh, they're not happy with him. Let's jump over him because the Dolphins want this in the draft. So that's why they're going to feed you all kinds of lines out there. But
it's crazy.
See. So far they've been honest. That's the only thing scary about Greer. He's been very honest to a fault this year in the offseason for the most part. He told everyone, oh, we love our running backs, and he's brought them all back, that they were happy Tua was the guy. They picked up his 5th-year option on him, never even sniffed one of these quarterbacks. So, he could be telling the truth about us, but that could be a little shade on that. You have to do some shade coming into the draft season. So that's
I think with Austin's situation's a little complex, and the reason why is because to succeed in this game in the NFL, you also need a little bit of luck. And you know what? Austin hasn't been lucky at all. He's had 3 new offensive line coordinators down there over the last 3 years.
Oh no, I mean, our offensive line position's been a joke.
He's got no continuity. He's got no rhythm. And then when you did get rhythm and continuity with him, it was 12 whole snaps, 12. And then he got hurt, so that's bad luck. Is what I'm reading into. Is maybe his luck will change for him, and things will change for him, and the light will pop on. And in a perfect world, that would happen for both Liam Eichenberg and Austin Jackson. But this isn't a perfect world. This is a Miami Dolphins world where we've watched things fall apart every year.
Oh no, I agree 100%. And for guys just joining, that is the picks that Justin just did. That was our no trade draft picks, is sticking there because it's already hard enough to predict the draft. Trying to predict trades is even harder, but we may here in a minute run one more, and we would do trade if something pops. We would do something if it pops up. We will not trade up because Justin and I are the GMs here, and neither one of us really want to trade up because we feel like we need. Now, if they move up a couple of spots within the 2nd round, excuse me. Need a little bit of water.
Oh, you're fine.
But if they move up a couple of spots, I get excited when it comes to the Miami Dolphins. You know that. I get all choked up. So when it comes up to moving maybe a couple spots up, for a later round, whatever. And we got such little draft capital this year, and then even next year we're already without a 3rd and a 4th. So I just don't see any reason to move up unless some guy knocks your socks off way above everyone else and you can't believe he's falling down into the 2nd round, and maybe within the 2nd round, if you have to give up your 84, which I would hate because like you, I want that 84. But then thank you, Willem. We love the positive energy. You're awesome, Willem. Thank you so much. We love positive energy here. So
no, I'll be honest with you, man. I agree with you. I just don't think there's only one player I'm even interested in trading up for, and I already told you who it was, that Dalton Kincaid. And the trade back scenario, this is my theory on trade back. If it's within 5 picks, say we're moving from 50, then I'm interested and I'm willing to take a look. But it's got to be within that 5 picks range. Man, I'll be honest with you. Like, I hate to beat a dead horse, but there's so much value in positions like the tight end and running back. I really don't see why you would draft any of them when you can get one undrafted. Like
Who's
that
the
mock
kid that
draft.
you like that the Dolphins have looked again? The Valladay kid. Tell us a little bit about why you like him so much. And you were on
Oh,
him before anyone linked him to the Dolphins.
yeah, his name's Xavier Valladay. I'm just familiar with his game because he's played with my buddy Aiden Eberhardt at Wyoming. I like him because he ranked out. Dude, he scored a 99 on my SRS scorecard. That's pretty damn good. So he's just below Achain, Spears, and Gray, who are all tied for the top leaders on my top big board for top running back. I like him because he's got really good vision. He's fast at 4.4. Every year that he's played in either Wyoming or even at Arizona State, which is where he was last year after he transferred, he's gotten better at catching the ball out of the backfield. I think he brings a dimension once you get the ball in his hands. He's squeaky. He's fast. He's electric, just like Achain, Spears, and Gray. He's real good. He's somebody that you could get value on later in the draft. He's an underdog guy, which I like. I think they play harder. I think he's got something to prove. He's got a chip on his shoulder. I think it's someone who would be a perfect fit in the Dolphins system. He's not the only one who's on that list. The Evan Hull kid out of Northwestern, I see him constantly down to the bottom of draft boards. He's got value there at the 6th and 7th round pick. If he didn't get drafted, I would be on the phone with him or Valladay right away. There's just a lot of people there that can be used in ways that I don't know if everybody's paying attention to. So I know that the Dolphins brought in the Tulsa kid, the Prince. I think they brought in another kid from Hawaii, a Hawaii running back as well. I think that's the Dolphins trying to throw people off the smoke screen of Evan Hull and Xavier Valladay.
All right. So here we go. I agree. There you go. I like that thinking behind your. We're going to take this trade. If I'm proposing it because I authored they may deny it, but they offered their 53, but a next year pick. So I took their next year pick away and gave pick 133 this year. We'll see if they take it. They may tell us to go pay it San, but I just want to make sure there's no one on that board that you love too much. So I mean, risk going down only 2 spots. We got Gibbs, Smits, Tillman, Tipman, Avila, Sidney Brown. So is there anyone on that board that you say, oh, I don't want to risk, or would you roll the dice here and say, yeah, I'm going to try to pick up
before you make the trade? Yeah. I know I don't think he's on the board, but see where Dalton Kincaid got drafted.
All right, hold on.
I'm just curious to see the range on the kid. You know what I mean? Like, look, he's obviously went in the 1st round.
Yeah.
Ringo that high? Damn.
18. He went at 18.
You no way you're getting up to pick 18, dude. There's just no way.
Yeah.
No way. Yeah, that's what I wanted to see. But yeah, make that trade, dude. I would definitely.
Well, we'll see if they take it. They may decline it, but we'll see. Just because see, this is what they're offering. So I took their 4 from last year away and trying to get 133.
Yeah, because I like that.
They got a lot of picks right there. They may give it up. So
and if they don't do 133, they might do 136.
Right, exactly.
Just so everybody knows, my top 5 tight ends are Michael Mayer, Darnell Washington, Dalton Kincaid, Josh Weil, and Zach Kuntz, followed real closely by Payne Durham, Sammy Laporta, and the Schoonmaker kid.
Yep, they didn't take 136 either. They'll probably take let's see.
They didn't take 133?
No, they didn't take 133 or 136. Let's just see. If they don't take that, they can go. If they don't take that, they can go pound sand, man. You know, so
we'll take away the 4th round pick, though.
Oh yeah,
they definitely won't. Did you take away the 4th round pick in the other draft? The other offer?
Yeah. Right. Oh yeah. No, I did.
Accepted. Right. Boom. Now you got more stock, and you only went down to pick 53. I'd take that.
Let's see what the next. Let's see. Well, that's a reject. That's way too far down.
The Giants one, I would even try to get another one off of them to the back end, but they probably won't do it. So that's good enough. That's good enough.
Okay.
I did one without you on my own where I was able to get Saquon Barkley from them twice, bro. So I got Saquon from them twice off of offers like that.
Yeah, we'll reject this one. We got to pick at
That's
some
not
point
bad.
here.
No,
No,
not
I
bad.
know. Well, this
Yep.
one I'm rejecting. I know the other one's not bad, but
No, you're right.
you
You
know,
got to pick at some point. Like who's on the board right now is what I would say. Is Bergeron
Gibbs
on the
is
board?
still on the board, which is not realistic. And then we got Cedric Tillman, and Sidney Brown, Tulu with a guy you say his name a lot better than I say it.
Tui Pelotu.
A couple good running back, and Cody Mox is still on the board at this point. So do you want to take 60? Okay, I'm going to reject this and let's just pick a player. Let's do it.
I know Bergeron's still on the board.
I'm sure he is.
Yep. He's in the 90s.
You like
Look, Landon.
There
He's probably
is,
up 88. You got more value because you already made a trade, though. So you could get him.
Do you think if you take Gibbs here and make the fans happy of running back and that value, I know that's not realistic. He's going to be long, though. I can't believe he fell to 57 on this.
Here's how I would do this. Where do you pick next?
Yeah, we got the 84 is our next one, right?
Just double.
Or did we? I forget what we got in the.
Well, we traded for something, so 84.
So I mean, Bergeron could fall to 84 in this one, not in real life. I don't think.
But if he did fall, the Dolphins would get hell if they didn't take him. So just take Gibbs here at 57.
Yeah.
And then pray that either Bergeron or Warren McClendon fall to you at pick 84. That would be my theory right there with that.
So you're not high on the Cody Mock kid as much as some other?
No, I am. I like him. I got him as my third-rated guard, but I see him more as a guard than a tackle. That's just me. I think
Bergeron did fall in this scenario. Bergeron's sitting there.
That'd be my pick right there. Especially
and Sam Laporta, but you say definitely Bergeron. Boom.
Oh, yeah, bro. Right. Absolutely. Especially if you went and got Gibbs already. Bergeron has to be the pick. In my opinion.
I mean, that's crazy. Of course, that's never going to happen. If anything, there's no way you're going to be able to trade down and still get Gibbs. But you know what? That's how the mock draft, and that's what we're here for fun.
Hey, bro, you never know.
You never know because a lot of time media puts up players a lot higher on boards than what.
Damn! Look at that. The player I really like right there went right before we picked too. Isaiah Land.
Oh man, figures down. If I would have known Chase Brown would have fell to this. Man, oh yeah, Isaiah Land. Let's see. I'm gonna reject this because we already.
Oh my God, I'd have loved to have that guy on our team, dude. You get Isaiah Land on the team and you move him around like the Cowboys do Micah Parsons. Watch out.
If I would have known Chase Brown, I would have given you other advice at the top of the board there. And I like Chase Brown
but that's why we're trying to make the fans happy. That's what the whole Gibbs pick is. It's not my choice.
I know. I agree.
That's the fan choice right there.
Let's see.
Yep, I'm a big Kuntz fan, bro. I have been the whole time, even before his combine workout. I've been on Zach Kuntz since day one, bro. Honestly, I've been on his stock for 5 months now. No one talks about Zach Kuntz, but I like the guy's game. I think it's going to go into the NFL quite well, and it's because he can block at the point of attack. If you can't block at the point of attack, in my opinion, you can't play a traditional tight end role. You're basically a glorified wide receiver at that point.
I just want to make
so what's available? I like that so far, and I like the extra value with the 128 and 148.
Yeah, let's see. All right, cool. So we're pick at one. So what position do you want me to focus on?
What's left on the offensive line?
Now here's the old T's, McFadden.
Is that the top? That's the very top.
Yeah, that's the very top.
What's at guard? Oh, right there with your next pick. Not this pick, but your next pick. Braden Daniels needs to be the next pick. Not this one, but the next one.
Okay.
I think
I'm
this one
going.
you can.
I'm going back to all.
I think this one you can make a luxury choice because you made a trade. So I see at the top of the board there was somebody we all like, Chase Brown, um, Hutchinson. Keep going down. Mingo, who's a great possession receiver. Okior, who's a
How do you like
decent guard.
DeMarvin Overshown?
I love Overshown. Great player. Great linebacker. Good coverage. Good in tackling. Man, in fact, right here, unless you want to double up and take McIntosh with Gibbs, and I would go either Overshown or McIntosh or Chase Brown.
Yeah,
Because it's a luxury pick. Or you
I
can
know,
get
I know, but we already got the running back. But I would have taken Chase Brown in this scenario if we hadn't taken McIntosh. But I know the Dolphins have some needs, so I would lean. Well, I know. Hey, here's a kid that you know,
Miles
Miles
Brooks.
Brooks.
Yep, that's good value right there on him as well.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Let's go Overshown.
I like that pick. Overshown's a great choice.
I'll throw my little 2 cents. The rest of the picks can be yours. I just want to.
I don't think you can go wrong with either one. All those guys we mentioned right there. Any one of the three would have been great. Tajay Spears just went off the board. I think you got to go with Braden Daniels right here. That'd be my pick.
Boom. Done.
See what you do right there is you got Bergeron and Daniels. Wow, now you have two guys who can play either guard or tackle. That gives you insurance in case somebody goes down. I love those 2 picks. Those 2 picks, that might be the steal of the draft if you were able to get both.
Okay,
197.
Yeah.
Deuce.
I know.
Damn, that kid's electric. I don't know how you would pass on him right here. What's below Ruggles and Deuce? Terrell Smith, dude. I have him rated really high on my board, dude. I think he's in the 90s, like 97. That'd be excellent value right there.
Well, there are rumors that the Dolphins still looking for more corners. So, I mean, that could be a good value.
Yep. That Mullen kid, I can't believe he's there on every draft I do, but he is. Oh, man, I don't know. I would take Deuce.
Yep. Oh, now we're playing to the fans for sure. The fans are going to be loving this.
I know, but Deuce is more of a scat back.
I know. Like a third down guy coming in.
Yeah,
special teams
like a
weapon.
Yeah, I use him as a gadget back and if I needed a first down, I'd run him off to the edge real quick and just say, hey, I'm going to put it in your hands. Get me the first down. Yeah. That's what I would do with someone.
There's 2 guys right back to back that you like. I know you like Josh Riley out of Cincinnati, and then you like Carl Brooks, I know.
I even like that guy right down there, Mark Evans out of Arkansas Pine Bluff. I like him. I like Ramirez.
Oh, yeah, you've talked about him before, too. Yeah,
I like both those guys right there. What's at the very top? Chris Rodriguez. Oh, man, right here, honestly. I would probably end up leaning more toward I'd take Carl Brooks.
Boom. I thought you might go Josh Riley since, we may need some tight end.
No, but we already did. We can get one of those. We can get a tight end in the.
I know you're not as low on the tight ends as a lot of.
That's a great looking draft right there, dude. Honestly, if that happened, you wouldn't hear me not one bit. You'd hear me.
I may be saying Greer's back on my good list.
Man,
but like I said, Gibbs is not probably going to be there. But mock drafts are meant to be fun for the fans. We know some of these guys will go as high as people are saying. Some guys will go lower than other people are saying. And that's what it's on. Some people are going to go higher than people are saying. That's what makes the draft fun every year, because every year there's that moment you're like, what? Oh my God, I can't believe they took this.
I can't believe he went that high. Yeah, I know, dude.
I know. And that happens every single year without fail, really.
Oh, it will again this year too. It'll happen again this year. What I like about this draft is how we did it. Like, look, we got value with 2 running backs. You got value.
Sorry, I took it off the screen already, but I can tell you we got Gibbs, Bergeron, Overshown, Daniels, Vaughn, and Brooks.
you got 2 running backs. That's value. You got 2 offensive linemen that can play either tackle or guard. That's value. And you added Brooks. I mean, that's damn good draft right there, bro. I love it. And you got one of them was Gibbs. That'll make all the fans really happy. Having that big, sexy name in there, which honestly, if you didn't get Gibbs and you drafted another offensive lineman or a 3-tech or a nose tackle right there, you wouldn't hear me complain because you still got running backs you can get as undrafted free agents. So that's going to be every year. You need to look for things like that. You always need to look for those guys who can help you that are undrafted. The Dolphins have a knack for doing it. They do it every single year, bro. They did it last year with Cater Kohu. They did it 3 years ago with Nick Needham.
No, they're good. They find, I mean, every so often they just find that they're good at that. They get lucky maybe or fall and whatever, you want to say, but it works out for them, and some of being better draft picks, and it's easy, so it's just, but that's it. There's no exact science, man. You can know football your whole life and still think a guy's going to be good and he's not good. But you think, oh, this guy's not that great, and he goes on to be a Hall of Famer. It's that's like I said, it makes this time of year fun because everyone's speculating,
It happens,
really,
bro.
These pros that get paid 7 figures, that's like 20 years, 7-figure salaries to get it right. Most of them end up not getting it right. So it just shows it's no exact science,
Yeah,
so
the biggest draft analyst in the world, Mel Kiper, thought that Mahomes was going to be a bust. So you never know what's going to happen out there, bro. Anything can happen. Like, I'll use myself as a perfect example because it happens to me every year, bro. I'll overlook someone and be like, damn, I didn't see that. But Micah Parsons a couple years ago, bro, I just didn't think he had that in him. But I was proven wrong. I thought he was another Jerome Baker, but I think the dude's a little bit more than that, obviously.
No, he's elite now, man. He's just he's showing out, it's just it's crazy. I just hope Phillips can get to half of that little range and stuff.
Oh man, I think he's gonna surprise some people this year. I think that kid's gonna come on and have his best season ever is gonna be this year. He's gonna come out like gangbusters, man. Once he puts it all together and can start stringing his pass rush moves together, it's gonna come together for him. I see nothing but brightness in his future.
Well, I agree. I tend to agree with you. We would still see, like you said, we got Vic Fangio's. So to me, the jury's still out on Chubb contribution to the team. I know you say while you break down film, you see he does help he'll help Phillip. But when you give up that much for a guy and give him the bag of money, I want sacks and production and actual pressures, not helping out others. That's where my big difference. Now, if you tell me he was helping out others and we gave up a 5th-round pick for him, that's one thing. But when you give up a first and give him the bag of money before he even wears the aqua and orange in his first game, to me, you better come out like freaking looking like Lawrence Taylor shaking the damn quarterback.
I guess
that's what I want, and that's where I felt I didn't like it. I hope, like I say, with anyone, I've said this every week. I say this on every show. Anyone that wears the aqua and orange, I root for. So I want Chubb to go out and be a star. But right now, he's another guy I'm just not so sure. You go a little higher because you think that Fangio is going to get the most out of him.
I think Fangio is the key for someone like Chubb. And I also think that the way I see things is a lot different than the way anybody else is going to view them. When I look at offensive line play, I look at all 5 of them together. It's one unit, okay? It's your offensive line. Yeah, individuals play and stand out, and others play worse than others. But in a whole, it's your whole offensive line. That same thing from the defensive line. So when you're like, well, I expect Chubb to get all the production, paid him all the money, but you got production out of the defensive line, didn't you? See, so that's like one unit. So I see Chubb and Wilkins and Sealer and Phillips as one unit. So that's one unit. So those guys all have the production points for that unit. So like the individual statistics for the line of scrimmage goes out the door, in my opinion. It's all about that one unit. Can that one unit, those 5 guys play good? Can those 4 linemen play good together? I think that's the key here, is getting the right guys down there to play together. And if you can get that, you're going to get great production. Why don't you tell the viewers about what you got coming up here on Friday night? Are you gonna go live and do something live for the Dolphins draft?
Yes, if you're available, yes. I'm going to be on another network too for a little bit, so I'm going to let you run the show. But yes, join us live for Friday night because we're assuming the Dolphins are not gonna trade into the first round. Because I wouldn't mind doing tomorrow night. But I think maybe tomorrow you and me do another show in the morning if you're available, and then finish up our final draft thoughts going into the draft. But yeah, Friday I say we're gonna run live. You're gonna be knowing you can have any guest you want, and I'm gonna be in there most of the time. But I did say another network, the Fins Talk Net Sports Network, that I would make a guest appearance on Friday night on theirs. So I'm gonna be co-hosting over there. But make sure you come to Dolphins Thirsty. And make sure you like and subscribe. Hit that
Make sure you hit
guys.
that like button.
I'm horrible at promoting. Most people tell you 10,000 times to like and subscribe. I always forget. Like and subscribe.
Those are the shows I want to watch the most. You're not telling me to like and subscribe the whole damn time.
Yeah, I know, exactly. But I know some of them do that. So, I'm horrible at it. But yes, so the plan is for you and I to go live, and I will drop out on you. I would set a real schedule with you. We haven't promoted it a lot. It's just me, more or less me and you having fun. And then if anyone else wants to join in for the fun, it's just going to be Dolphin stuff. We're not going to be negative. And we're just going to have fun and speculate like everybody. Justin might go a little crazy if it's not the guy he wants. And I might go a little crazy too, but not as crazy as maybe Justin, because where you would see me crazy is if we give up like future draft picks to move way up. That's where I would
that's
go.
what I don't want to see. Now, that's what I was just getting ready to touch on. I was gonna say, don't get too set in your schedules at Fins Talk Sports Network as well. They could throw you a monkey wrench in there and trade up into the first round. Next thing you know, your show will be going on Thursday night instead of Friday night.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know. We'll see. Yeah, if they do that beforehand, they will. They will do it.
I'll tell you what. If they do
Anthony,
that,
you came. I will. Anthony, we're right at the end of the show, Anthony. But I will drop the link for you because you're a loyal follower of the show. Get your couple cents in there. Hold on. We're almost at the end, Anthony, but I'm dropping it. Boom for you, Anthony. It's always a pleasure to have you on the show. So come in, Anthony. We'll let him have the. We're gonna let you have the floor, Anthony. Oh, Justin's frozen in time there. Hey, Anthony.
Hey.
Look, you scared Justin away. He just froze right when you were coming in, so he's trying to get back in here. So hopefully,
no. For me, like I've been saying in other platforms, honestly, I don't care about picks next year, to be honest. I'm willing to trade future capital to trade up in the draft next year, in this year's draft, to get the players we want, like Mozzie Smith and Jack Campbell. We still solidify two positions with.
Yeah, I'm hearing you. So, are you there? Oh.
I think
Anthony. Okay. I thought I lost you. Maybe it's my internet. Are you still there, Anthony?
Yes, I'm still here.
Okay, go.
I can hear you.
All right, go. Perfect. So yes, solidified two positions.
Yeah, but knowing Greer, he's too attached to future capital. To be honest, that's what pisses me off. He doesn't want to trade future. He doesn't want to trade future capital to solidify positions because he's so attached to draft. This is what I'm upset with him about. Like, he's too attached to future capital that he doesn't want to give up, like, what is it called? Like second or third round picks next year to get players that we need. Because honestly, I'm still thinking we're going to trade Christian Wilkins in the draft during the draft.
What?
Yeah.
What?
Wow. So
who are you trading Christian Wilkins for?
Well, welcome back, Justin. But yeah, but I agree with you to an extent, Anthony. But he has traded away picks. I mean, we traded for Tyreek Hill. We gave up a first for Tyreek. We gave up a first.
No, I'm talking about in the draft. I'm talking about future.
Yeah, remember though, they traded up. Remember when maybe he's a little gun shy because remember they traded up for Eichenberg, giving up a future third round pick to move up just a few spots to draft Eichenberg. So And it's, so I agree with you though, Anthony. Yes, maybe he's a little gun shy, but it's just, like I said, you got to let's see how the board falling too, though.
Man, if you're
So
trading
Justin,
Christian,
what? It's been a while. How are you?
good, man, good. It's good to hear you, man. Yeah, it's been a minute, right? Last time
Yeah.
we were
Hey,
talking.
so what are your thoughts on my prediction? What I said?
Well, I
Christian
just got
Wilkins.
in here when I heard you.
No, no, not the Christian Wilkins,
Oh.
not the trade, for the to solidify two. Because honestly, I don't want to be paying. I understand why people want to keep Christian, but I don't want to be. He's gonna be. He's a run defender. The guy doesn't offer anything in pass rushing, and he's. I'm scared that he's gonna be asking for Aaron Donald, Chris Jones money. He's not worth that. He's not even worth Jeffrey Simmons money. Those three guys offer pass rushing at defensive tackle. He doesn't. He's a run defender. I'm not overpaying for a run defender.
But what would the value would you put him? Would you say? But you're not going to trade Christian Wilkins and a draft pick to move up. To me, it'd be like Christian Wilkins and that's it, not a Wilkins and you're saying like Wilkins and some draft
I didn't
picks?
even hear your prediction, dude. What's your prediction?
No, I have two predictions. I think we trade Christian Wilkins to the Eagles for number 30, and then we trade.
That's it? So you're getting one first-round pick for Christian, and that's it?
Yeah, straight up.
Nah,
That's
man.
all. I honestly, that's all we're gonna get.
Nah.
Let's be realistic as fans. I don't think Christian Wilkins is worth multiple first.
Not multiple first, but I think maybe
no, because people keep on saying we're gonna get Alerm. The only way we trade Christian Wilkins is if we get Alermy Tunsil Hall.
Oh no, yeah, you're not going to get that. That was
you
like
offer me a first and a second, I'll think about it.
Yeah, no, a first and a third,
Yeah, I was thinking maybe a first and a third or fourth is more realistic.
Yeah, because, and what my prediction was, Justin, was we trade up twice. First, we trade up, we give a second round pick next year, a second round pick in 2025. Trade up to around 30, 36, get Mozzie Smith.
Why are you trading up to get Mozzie Smith?
Because they're saying he's moving up draft boards. They're saying he's a first round, a late first, early second this year.
Oh, he might be that, but why don't you like him as much, Justin?
Oh, I love Mozzie Smith. Don't get me wrong. I have him graded at an 88, but I'm not trading up a future second and everything he said to get Mozzie Smith. If I'm doing all that, there's only one player I'm trading up for, and I already told you who it was, and that's
Darnell Washington.
Dalton Kincaid. There's only one player I'm.
He's a receiver. He can't block.
He can block, bro. I disagree. Like, open your eyes. Go watch the tape. He can block.
Yeah.
No,
hey,
and honestly, I've said this myself. The only tight end I would trade up for if he falls into the second round, because a lot of people are hesitant to draft him a lot of GMs are hesitant because of his performance at the combine and his pro days, and other tight ends have outperformed him. I would trade up for Michael Mayer.
I like Michael Mayer.
He's a perfect fit in this offense.
You're not a Darnell Washington fan, Anthony?
Darnell needs development as a receiver, to be honest. Like, I understand why people want him because his elite blocking, but he's not George Kittle. George Kittle can receive and block. Michael Mayer does everything.
Yeah, Dalton Kincaid is George Kittle, bro. That's what you're basically saying. Like, that's what I think Dalton Kincaid is.
Are you a big fan of Musgrave?
Higher than other people because
no,
I know
I'm
Justin
not.
says he can block. You do.
I'm not a fan of Musgrave at all. I think Musgrave is Mike Gesicki 2.0. That's what I think about Musgrave.
Are you a big fan of Tucker Kraft?
I'm not a big fan of Tucker Kraft, but yeah, I like his game. I think it could work, but I think it's going to take a year or two of development. Honestly, there's only one player I would trade up for, dude, and I'm not coming off that for nothing, and that's Dalton Kincaid. You're talking about a perfect fit for the Dolphins. Oh my God, Dalton Kincaid. Can you imagine that in the middle of the football field with Tyreek and Waddle and a good running back there? Who are you going to cover?
Does he have a good route? Does he have good timing? Because Tua needs a timing.
Bro, his timing is excellent. He runs a great route tree. He's all that and a bag of chips when it comes to the receiving aspect. The blocking
Does he not run out? Like, I keep on hearing rumors that he has a tendency to round off his routes. Like, and the tape I've seen, there was tape of him going against teams that he tended to round off some of his routes like Gesicki did.
I disagree. Like, I think Gesicki definitely rounds off his routes. I think the guy basically puts his foot down and cuts, unless it's a banana route, something that's called for him to round out route like that. Then
this is why, honestly, I think the year
on this kid's game is it's an unfair knock. Everybody's saying the kid can't block, but the kid can block, bro. He really can.
Yeah,
I've seen him do it in open space. I've seen him do it numerous times. He can block.
No, and you know what it is? Why people criticize his blocking is because, in general, the Washington State offense really, in general, doesn't call for inline blocking and stuff like that on the line and stuff like that. They call for upfield blocking.
He doesn't play for Washington. He plays for Utah.
Dalton Kincaid?
Dalton Kincaid is a Utah player, bro.
Oh, he is?
Yeah, it doesn't play in that system you're talking about. He plays in a traditional spread.
Am I thinking Musgrave?
Yeah, Musgrave does, but not Kincaid. Kincaid's from Utah, which they run a traditional offense down there. It's a pro-style offense.
Yeah, no, I meant to say Musgrave.
Yeah, I think boy is the perfect fit for the Dolphins, honestly. Like, I don't know. I've been thinking this for months now, dude, and I've been a big Dalton Kincaid fan for years. Been watching his game, following him, scouting him. There's
who Dalton Kincaid? I see Kittle. You say Kittle. I see a little bit of the guy who used to play for the Ravens.
Todd
Heap.
Todd Heap. I know who you're talking. Yeah, Heap. Man. Yeah, that's kind of a good fit. I do see Kittle, bro, because the magic happens once the ball hits Kincaid's hands. After it hits his hands, dude, all bets are off, bro.
What's scary? You know who I see drafting him because they just lost their tight end. I think Kincaid is going to the Cowboys. To be honest.
Well, that could be because they have Kincaid now being like the first tight end taken in a lot of these drafts. So it makes sense that he goes pretty high, but I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah.
But Anthony, also speaking of future draft, remember the Dolphins don't even have a third or fourth next year. So, we don't have too much future draft capital moving in.
Yeah, no. So Michael, you don't think we double down on defense though?
I think he means you, Justin. Double down on defense, Justin? Like double down from what? From the additions we did in free agency, you mean?
Like maybe draft the Keanu Benton and then draft the safety? Because remember, Fangio's defense runs on 3 safeties. And to be honest, I agree with people what they say with about what's his name, Brandon Jones. He's good at coverage, but he's more of a box safety and stuff like that.
He's more of a box safety. He's great tackling, but he's a little shaky in coverage, you could say.
So that's why I'm saying I think I've been saying we double down on. I've been saying this. We draft Antonio Johnson, and then we draft a linebacker like a Demarion Overshown at 84.
I like Overshown. When you're talking about doubling down, like before you even got on here at the beginning of the show, I talked about this a little bit, and I said I wouldn't doubt or even think the Dolphins would hesitate in adding another safety along the lines. So yeah, I think that's something they definitely could look into doing.
Of his tape, when you look at Antonio Johnson, do you think he's more of a box guy like a Brandon Jones, or do you think he's what you would call a roving safety, like the single high safety?
I think he's somewhere in between. I think it's hard to tell right now until I see him play at the NFL level. He rated
No,
out
of his
pretty high.
tape you saw when he was playing at Texas. Of the tape you saw coming out of college.
I
stuff
still
like
think
that.
I still think it's rough to say. I think he's better in the box. That's just me. But I'm not going to take away that he can't play the rover role, someone like that. But the perfect rover, single high, rover robber safety in this draft, in my opinion, for my money, would be Sidney Brown.
A
Hey,
lot
I
of
like his
people
brother.
like Christian Smith from Georgia.
I love Christopher Smith out of Georgia.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love that kid. That kid can
Yeah.
play. He's
Are
gonna
you
be a
guys
baller.
going to do a mock draft tomorrow before
Yeah,
the
we do a
draft
mock.
starts?
Join us. Are you going to be able to join tomorrow, Justin? I haven't even gotten with you backstage yet.
Yeah, I think so.
Would you be able to go live if we just did a draft for fun tomorrow night, even though the Dolphins don't have a first round?
Yeah. If you hit me up,
We may not get many viewers because I haven't promoted it at all, but that's all. Welcome to join us tomorrow morning, Anthony, and tomorrow night.
Oh, hey, Rob and Justin, did you guys get the past two drafts? Did you guys get most of the first round correct, or
no? I
in
mean,
terms of prediction?
it's hard. I mean, most no. There's some yes, but like I said, most people don't even get.
As far as the Dolphins picks go, is that what you're saying?
No, I'm talking about the overall first round. Did you get any picks right?
No,
when you did.
How about you? How did you
Dolphins players. I got Dolphins players mocked to us, right? Like Jalen Phillips, that's who I wanted to pick right there. Jalen Waddle.
I had both Jalen. I had Phillips and Waddle as picks. You know, we ended up making a trade to switch around our picks, but once that was set, I figured that was.
I did a redraft for the was it 2020 when we drafted Tua? I can't remember. 2020. What I did was I drafted Justin Herbert at number 2 at number 5. Then at 18, I drafted Jonathan Taylor. Then at number 26 is where we stayed before we traded with the Packers when they drafted Jordan Love. Right? I still drafted Austin Jackson, but I waited till 26.
Oh wow, you're more faith than me. I'm surprised you didn't draft of like Justin Jefferson and then.
Oh, actually, no, my mistake. I drafted Justin Jefferson.
Okay, there you go. That makes sense. Hey, Anthony, come join us tomorrow. We'll let you do a mock. I got to run and Justin has to run, but come tomorrow morning. If you can't be here tomorrow morning, that's fine. I will run a show, and then hopefully you can join us. I like your mocks. So we will
have a good day, Justin, man.
Yeah,
it's been a while, like I said.
Yeah, it has. Absolutely. And Justin, Anthony, maybe join us tomorrow night if we go live. We won't have many people because
are you going to be live for the second round? Yeah, that's when we pick.
Yeah, that's when we're going to pick. We're going to be live for the second round, and you can join us.
Are you doing that big crossover collab with Fins Up Network? Not Fins Up. With Bobby.
No, I'm going to do some with Bobby on his show, but as far as other networks, no, I'm just a little minnow still. They haven't reached out to me. I'm too new for them. But yeah, Bobby's going to be on some other network too. So he told me that's why he wants me to be on for Friday night, because he's going to be on Friday night with some other people.
Okay, have a good day, guys.
All right, Anthony.
All right, man. I'll see you guys later. Deuces.
Later. Hey, I'll get you later, Justin, on the phone.
All right.
Later. Thank you, guys. Make sure you like and you subscribe. As always, Fins Up. I appreciate you guys coming in today. And go Dolphins. Let's hope we kick butt in the draft.